Peshawar, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Chief Minister Sohail Afridi on Monday announced that the ruling Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf would hold a public gathering in Mardan district next Sunday, April 19. The Mardan Railway Ground Gathering will serve as a historic and defining political event in the country's contemporary politics. An official statement quoted the chief minister as saying, "Lower dir, 3 people were killed, and 10 others were injured when a passenger van plunged into a deep ravine in the Maidan Nambatai area here on Monday," the police and hospital sources said. A minor girl, a woman and an elderly man died on the spot, while 10 others were injured. Peshawar, members of the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Assembly on Monday demanded of the provincial government to impose tax on the transportation of the locally produced tobacco to tax-free zones in other parts of the country for cigarette manufacturing. During a session chaired by Speaker Babar Salim Swati here, the lawmakers complained that Khyber Pakhtunkhwa produced most of the country's tobacco, but had just 1 or 2 factories to make cigarettes. The landmark talks hosted last week by Pakistan between Iran and the US came at the head of a meandering colonial trail, straddling 2 world wars, game-changing assassinations, and countless coups, coupled with botched military campaigns to occupy foreign lands. Mount Stuart Elphinstone, Rudyard Kipling, and Lawrence of Arabia in that order plied Britain's colonial time zones over a varied geographical stretch. But all 3 were on the same page with a singular mission of plunder, occasionally masked as Christian piety. At present, that fabled embrace of conquest is being reinstalled by Donald Trump and his followers. Elphinstone was the governor of Bombay when he expressed support for the Roman imperial mantra of divide et impera. Divide and rule would be the countermeasure to thwart future close calls, revealed in the astounding Hindu-Muslim unity that underpinned the Great Indian Revolt of 1857. Peshawar BANNU. A policeman was martyred and his body recovered on Monday, a day after his kidnapping by unidentified people from Hasankal area, which is around 40 kilometers south of the provincial capital. It was the second such case reported in the area in the last 72 hours. Pakistan is considering Eurobonds, loans from other countries and commercial debt, to replace a $3.5 billion facility from the United Arab Emirates, UAE, and manage its foreign reserves, Finance Minister Mohammad Aurangzeb said. Aurangzeb also told Reuters the shock from the ongoing war in the Middle East meant that Pakistan must consider a strategic petroleum reserve and a faster switch to renewable energy. US President refuses to apologize, calls Leah weak and terrible. Pontiff insists it's his moral duty to speak out against war. Washington. It is not often that the world hears a sitting American president and a pope speaking directly to each other in tones that resemble confrontation rather than counsel. Fewer still are the moments when the argument turns so openly on war, morality, and the language of God. Trump says Iranian Navy, obliterated, threatens to shoot at ships anywhere close to blockade. Claims Iranian officials called him on Monday. Reveals talks failed due to nuclear issue. US president says more countries to participate as NATO allies refuse to join Trump in blocking ports. Europeans to mull defensive mission. At conference, Iran says blockade akin to piracy. Warns no port in Gulf will be secure. China urges parties to avoid escalation. Washington, Dubai. Despite a ceasefire and peace talks in Islamabad, the conflict between the US and Iran continued to escalate on Monday, as the American military blockaded all maritime traffic entering and exiting Iranian ports in a move that could push the region towards a fresh round of hostilities. Officials say ceasefire extension immediate priority, warring parties asked to extend truce by 45 days. Tehran favors Islamabad as venue for further talks. PM tells cabinet ceasefire under strain but holding. Efforts underway to resolve a few hurdles. Islamabad. Another round of Iran-United States dialogue was being actively pursued as Pakistan, regional capitals, and major powers have stepped up efforts to prevent the fragile process from sliding back into confrontation, diplomats said on Monday. Hamas wants Jewish state to fully comply with ceasefire before disarmament talks. Separate Israeli ground assault targets key town in South Lebanon. Beirut urges ceasefire in negotiations. Tel Aviv says peace is not on agenda. Cairo, an Israeli airstrike killed at least 4 Palestinians in the Gaza Strip on Monday, health officials said, as mediators met Hamas leaders in a new effort to shore up a fragile US-brokered ceasefire deal.